got to do your bit. No chains around my feet, but I'm not free. I know I am bound here in captivity. Oh, I never know what happiness is. Never know what sweet caresses. I've been always laughing like a clown. Want someone else in your life.
Waylon Lewis, I am Elephant.com, Elephant Journal, and we're honored to be here with two rock stars, Steph Davis and Dean Potter Davis.
Exactly.
So you're a rock climbing couple. How does that work? You wake up, you have coffee, and you're like, what should we do today? Let's go climb some incredible rock face. Sounds great.
Us? It's something like that.
They're like, was that the question?
Yeah.
All right. So how tall are you?
6'5". How tall are you, Shorty?
With my cowboy boots, I'm like 6'3", so
Oh,
I
God.
tried. I don't have big heels, but...
I'm
so,
5'5".
You're 5'5". High five. So, Dean Potter is kind of the bad boy, if you don't know, of climbing. I read about him, all his exploits and his feats and his deeds and misdeeds. And now I'm discovering that you share fully in these stuff, these dangerous things like climbing without a rope, way up high, and then jumping off with a parachute. Isn't that kind of dangerous? How does your mom feel about that? Or dad?
She hasn't told them.
Right. Well, since I read about both of you in the New York Times, I find that hard to believe. So it's called base jumping. Can you describe what that is?
It's just jumping off of objects. We prefer jumping off of Earth. BASE is an acronym for jumping off of bridges, antennas, spans, and Earth. But mostly we just jump off of, I forget the exact thing. It's not my...
And you guys are fighting already.
Yeah. Shut up, honey!
So basically you have like these little, you have these little wings, right? Something like that?
Yeah, we fly wingsuits, and
Right.
it's basically human body flying. It's kind of similar to body surfing in the ocean, but now the water's air, and we're moving much faster.
So if you go on YouTube, which I just did, Dean is like, every video is you like walking across a tightrope across two huge mountains without any, you're not roped in or anything if you fall. What happens if you fall? You thought about that? Do you just like grab the rope and you're good?
Most of the time, yeah, I don't fall, and I'm really focused. But then I also would grab the rope, but I think, you know, the reason why we're doing these things is because we're so aware while we're climbing that it's really and we're also so prepared that it's really unlikely that we fall, and so much so that we know our life depends on not falling. So we obviously think we're not going to fall at all.
So to someone who's, say, fat and lazy and not very athletic, what you're doing looks kind of, I mean, it looks very cool and amazing, but it also looks kind of dangerous. And like you have some sort of issue going on with death, and you're like, come on, death, you know, you got nothing kind of thing. Is that the case?
Yeah, that's not really the case at all.
Okay.
The case being is I'm, you know, absorbed with what it feels like to be alive, and
Me too,
doing
so.
these death consequence things is the only way I can feel full awareness. Right now, I'm not, you know.
But that sounds like the death consequence is the only way you can feel fully alive.
Yeah, it's just like
crazy.
it clicks a switch in you if your life depends on something,
Right.
which, you know, it's real obvious with base jumping
Right.
and climbing and slacklining. Maybe not so obvious. You
What's
know,
slacklining?
Slacklining is tightrope walking,
Oh, right.
but on a
Oh, yeah.
bouncy